for joining me for this Sunday's workout. Let's have a look at what we've got on the menu today. The strength piece is going to be the focus today, given yesterday was quite a long workout if you did it. So the strength piece is going to be 4 rounds of 8 reps per leg of a single leg Romanian deadlift. And we're going to be supersetting that with a half kneeling press. So focusing on core and trunk work through both of those movements, and then some posterior chain work on the single leg Romanian deadlift and some upper body press with that half kneeling press as well. But we're going to then go on to nice short simple WOD. It's 2159, so something you can, should be able to work your way through pretty smoothly, leaving a little bit of time at the end for a nice cool down. We'll start off with the warm up. We're going to be doing, it's going to be two-parter again. So the first part is going to be 10 dead bugs, 20 floor sweepers and 10 scapular pull-ups, and we'll be doing 2 rounds of that. And then the second part is going to be 10 bulldogs and 10 of the Y, T and the I. So for the first part of the warm-up, it's going to be 10 dead bugs, 20 floor sweepers and 10 scapular pull-ups and scapular push-ups, and we do 2 rounds of that. On the dead bug, you're going to be lying on the floor, you're going to be rounding your back over, trying to make sure that all of your lower back is in contact with the ground. You're going to be having the knees and the hips at right angles and the arms up in the air, and you're just going to be alternating, so 1 foot and 1 arm all the way down, that's 1 rep. That's 2 reps. Really trying to keep your core engaged through this movement, making sure you're pushing your lower back into the floor throughout. The next part then is a 20 floor sweepers, so that's 20 in total. You're going to be having 1 foot kicked out, heel in contact with the ground, and you're just going to try and gently sweep the ground, the floor around you, trying to get your hands as close to the floor, and if they're on the floor then trying to sweep them across the floor as much as possible. Slowly build up into it, so over those 20 reps, go deeper. And deeper as you go along. That's 20 in total. And then the next part is the scapular push-up, so 10 of those. You're going to be in a push-up position, core engaged, really tucking your pelvis through at the same time, and then just pushing yourself down and then all the way up again. So down and up, down and up, really pushing through your shoulders, trying to get some engagement there. And you're going to be doing 2 rounds of that. On to part B, you're only going to be doing 1 round of this. It's going to be 10 reps of the bulldog, and that's 10 per leg this time. So what you're going to do is you're going to get down on hands and knees. You're going to keep your hips as square as possible. Your knees going to be kept at right angles, and you're just going to raise your knee up as much as possible. So that's 3, you'll do 10 in total on one side, 10 in total on the other side. Once we've done that, we're going to be doing 10 reps each of the Y, T and the I. So you're going to hinge over at your hip, soft bend in your knee, keeping your torso nice and upright whilst you're doing this. The Y is going to be thumbs up always, out at 45 degrees. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together as you come up. So squeeze them together, really pull that in tight. That's 1 rep. With the T, it's going to be out at 90 degrees now. Again, squeeze those shoulder blades together at the top. Really get that engagement. That's the focus here, trying to get some engagement. Keep those, keep that hip hinge, a nice hip hinge. That's the T, and this is the I. So 10 Y, 10 T, 10 I, just 1 round of part B. Now we're on to the strength. You're going to be doing 8 reps on 1 leg, followed 8 reps of the single leg Romanian deadlift, followed by 8 reps of the half kneeling press. Then you're going to go straight into 8 reps of the Romanian deadlift on the other side and the half kneeling press on the other side, and you're going to take a little rest in between that. On the Romanian deadlift, I want you to think about having a soft bend in your knee to start with, really thinking about hinging over that hip, keeping your chest nice and proud, keeping that dumbbell, the line of the dumbbell as close to that leg as possible, so don't let it come out. If it's coming out, then you're probably rounding over, whereas if you're just hinging over the hip, it's much easier and much more likely that it's going to stay close to your leg. As you first start with it, only go so far as that position where you can keep your back nice and straight and not having to round off. So as you begin, just a short range of motion, and then as you warm up through it and you're feeling more comfortable, then you can extend lower down. One thing to think of, that I really want you to think of here, is really try and force yourself to keep your hips square. So if you're in this position and you've opened up, really think about bringing your hips square first, and you'll feel that tighten up in your glute on the leg, on the planted leg. So really squeeze around and then continue the motion and push through. We're then going to go into the half kneeling press. You're going to keep the dumbbell in the same hand. You're going to half kneel down, so it should be the arm that's pressing up is going to be the leg that's on the floor, and we're just going to push through 8 reps. So on and so forth. So 8 one leg, 8 press, and then 8 the other leg, 8 press, and it's going to be 4 rounds of that. Now we're on to the workout. It's 21, 15, 9 of toes to kettlebell or any weight, and goblet squats. So on the toes to kettlebell, I'm using a dumbbell here. So you're laying down, you're using that weight as a weight, and you're going to try and bring your toes all the way around, keeping your legs as straight as possible, and then touch them at the top. I would like a little raising of the weight. That's going to help you engage your lats, so at least really try to make sure you're pushing against that weight, even if it doesn't come off from the ground. If you keep your legs nice and straight, that's going to make the movement harder. If you struggle with that, then don't be afraid to just bring your knees up and then flick through with your toes to make that contact. So if you really struggle with this movement, then don't be afraid also to just scale that all the way down to just a V up. So in the V up, there's no weight, you're not touching anything, you're just trying to touch your toes at the top. So 21 reps of that, and then the goblet squat. Everyone should know, nice and simple, with that same weight. Breaking parallel at the bottom, standing all the way up. It should be a nice fast WOD, except for maybe the toes to weight will pace you down a little bit, but certainly the goblet squats, you should be able to just smash through those. Nice first workout today, so good luck with that, everyone. So now onto the cool down. We're going to start off with the Cobra. You've been doing a lot of ab works through that toes to weight, so just trying to stretch through that. It's also going to help you if you're feeling a little bit of tightness from the Romanian deadlifts, just decompress that and just ease that off a little bit. So in the Cobra, you lie down on your front, your hips stay in contact with the floor, that's really key, and then just gently push up. If you find this really hard, then obviously start with your hands a little bit wider and then come in as you get along. If you really want to get a deep stretch, then come up onto your knuckles if you can, but remember, keep your hips in contact with the ground, and you can hold that for a short period. We're then going to just hold a little hamstring stretch after the Romanian deadlift. So lying on the ground, putting your knee in, and you're just going to slowly raise your toe up, really point your toe up to the ceiling, and then pull your knee in as you feel more comfortable with that stretch. So both legs on of those. And then the final one is going to be a glute stretch. So it's the figure 4, so crossing one leg over, across the other thigh, grab that shin underneath, and then just roll back and pull through. You should feel that on the outside of your glute, which hopefully, if you were listening to me and trying to keep those hips nice and square, you'll have got a lot of work through the outside of that glute. And that does you for today. Thanks for joining me again, and well done for making your way through it.